to fall in my shoes. I was really surprised and honored when Evelyn called me on Monday to ask me to speak to you all today. She's somebody I admire very much and have for many years. And I was just humbled to be able to speak, and especially as you guys wrapped up what is undoubtedly a very uncomfortable walk. In 2003, I lived here in Muskogee. I was 26 years old, and I was working as the executive director at the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame just down the street. And some of you in this room were there that year that we inducted Brooks and Dunn at the Civic Center. So as we prepped for that event all day, I had my Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame shirt on and my All Access badge and my jeans and a really killer pair of high-heeled black boots. And when it was time for dinner, I changed. I put on my evening attire and a pair of strappy heels. And so all day and all night, I ran upstairs and downstairs, from backstage to the front of the house, on concrete floors in heels. At about 10 o'clock that night, the adrenaline finally started to wear off, and my feet were starting to hurt a little bit. I was pretty young, hadn't really had foot pain yet, but that's when it started. And I made the mistake of taking off my shoes. Women, do you know that feeling? You have them on all day and then you take them off. That was the mistake. So I took them off. And when I went to go put them back on a few minutes later, I could not get my feet back into them, and I could not stand up in them anymore. And I definitely couldn't walk. And I have never in my life, before then or since, felt such debilitating pain in my feet. So I had to run around the rest of the night barefoot so I could keep doing my job, and I've stepped in more than one person's spilled beer. But that was the only way I could continue to do what I needed to do. And ever since then, my feet have never been the same. Anytime I work an event like that, I always pack a little extra pair of black ankle socks, so that the moment comes that I gotta take those shoes off and keep going, I can continue doing my work. Domestic violence is a lot like a horrible pair of heels. Some women walk around in them for years, and some might not know that there are other more comfortable shoes out there because those heels have been on their family's feet for generations. But they keep walking, and they keep putting on a brave face and smiling through the pain and try to keep it together for their kids and hoping things will change. And I find it devastating that we even need programs like WISH, but I am so thankful for the important work that they're doing, because WISH stands in the gap for women who have decided that enough is enough. So in preparation for today, I read a lot of articles and statistics about domestic violence, and one of them just, you read something and it just sits with you. And the one that sat with me is this, that a woman is 70 times more likely to be murdered in the few weeks after she leaves her abusive partner than at any other time in their relationship. 70 times, 7-0. So obviously having a safe and a secure place to land during that really dangerous and tumultuous time is key to her very survival. So I want to thank all of you and for slipping into some pointy-toed slingbacks today and doing that so that other women can have a chance to throw their shoes off while they put their lives back together and try to protect themselves and their children. And I do want to say one more thing, is that when women see other men standing in solidarity with them, when a man has been their abuser, but to see other good men stand up and say, we stand with you in solidarity, that is a message that speaks volumes. So thank you for doing that.